Guys, so today is going to be a very long video, longer than normal. I wanted to show you more of the steps that I took to create this set. So I hope you stay with me and I hope you enjoy it. I already prepped and primed my nails off camera, and I'm going in with a black base coat with Madam Glam's Perfect Black. All of the gel polishes I use today are from Madam Glam, and then I did a little bit of striping work with some of the striping gel liners from Models 1, which I am linking below as well. So right now I am making a glow-in-the-dark custom polish. I cannot remember the name of this brand. I am going to link it in the description box below. Right there, I'm noticing that I made a big mistake. I should not have mixed it on this particular palette. I should have done it on my silicone gel mat, because this one is very granular. It's really good for if you want to do designs that involve sand, like a beach design or anything with sand. Anyways, so you want to cure in between each set, because of course each layer is gel polish. This is what they look like in the dark, and I must say I love this, because all of the other glow in the dark polishes that I do have, they only glow for a few minutes, if even that. But something about this pigment, my nails glow all night long, and when I wake up in the morning and it's still dark, they were still glowing. I was impressed. So right now I'm going in and I'm just making a bunch of globs of this patty gel, which is a poly gel made by Evie from Long Hair Pretty Nails on YouTube. I love her products, and this is a poly gel. She calls it patty gel, and it makes sense because that's what you do. You pat it down. Right here I am realizing that it did slide a little bit when it was curing, so it did go over a bit, and it was so horrible when it came time to use the e-file on my nails in that area. The e-file, the bit, just, it got to my skin a couple times, and ouch. Anyway, so this is the sculpting clay that I use for my nails. I love it. It's a gel sculpting clay, so you can use it in your LED UV lamps to cure. You just need to cure it for anywhere from 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. I will link this in the description box below. Yeah, I don't know the brand of this. I don't remember the name. I used the same one for when I did the she-wolf nails, and I sculpted the wolf head on my finger, well, my fingernail. But you just want to randomly place these blobs on all of your nails. It doesn't have to be anything specific. Make sure you cure them in your UV LED lamp in between times. The only thing that I messed up on, that I wish I did, was I should have created more pockets, like more space in between them, maybe not make them as big as they were. And you'll see me correct it a little bit before I do, I think it was like my last cure or the second to last cure using these blobs. And please excuse my voice today. I had some problems with my speech, with my vocal cords a couple days ago, and I am slowly getting my voice back, so please forgive me. I hope you can bear with it. So when I put the blobs on, I had this idea that instead of them just being a perfect circle or as close to perfect as I can, that I should shape them more and just like that, flatten it down some. I'm trying my best to keep them as far from my cuticle as possible, but still close enough to it so it will look nice in the end. And I think it turned out good. I hope you think the same as well. The only thing that I did mess up on that really bothered me was when after I did my fill-in off camera and I was shaping my nails, I accidentally cut my middle nail shorter than the others. About, I want to say it was like 3 millimeters shorter than the other nails, and it really bothered me, so I turned that one into an accent nail, and I don't know if that made it stand out even more or not, but at this point it is what it is. So yeah, going in more blobs, and as I was doing this, I was thinking, should I stop? Is it enough? Should I put more? I don't know. But it worked out pretty good. Right here is when I realized that I messed up. I messed up big time. I needed the spaces, so I'm going in with one of the cuticle tools, and I'm just trying to dig in pockets wherever I can. Some of the blobs have already been cured, like the Eevee Patty Gel, which that color is Sweet Things. That's the name of that one, is Sweet Things. But that one's been cured, and the darker pink was already cured, so I just kind of made pockets in the rest. Since they were a lot bigger or thicker, I should have cured them a lot more than I did, which you'll see while I'm doing the filing, because as I was filing them down, I hit a lot of soft spots, and I had to keep changing out my drill bits. And as I was using one of them, I was soaking the other one in my barbicide to clean it out. So now that that's all cured, I am going in with the several different layers of just the gel polish. This one is Madam Glam's Bee's Knees, one of my favorites of the glitter polishes that they have. It's I want to say it's hollow, but it's not really hollow, but it's nice. I love it. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I do want to make sure that I get the polish as deep into those pockets that I created as best as possible. With all of these layers, excuse me, with all of these layers of polish, you don't have to make sure you get it all the way up to the cuticle or the walls, because we're going to be filing it anyways, so a lot of it's going to be lost. Make sure you cure in between time. Because that one had glitter in it, what I did was I wiped it down with a lint-free alcohol pad after it was cured. And then right now I am going in with Madam Glam's Electric Blue. This is one of my favorite blues that they have. Really, Electric Blue is my favorite color. Well, it's not my favorite color. Orange and yellow, those are my two favorite colors. But for the blues in Madam Glam, the Electric Blue is amazing. I love it. It's just, it does leave a I can't think of the word now, but when you're done curing, you do want to make sure you wipe it with alcohol, because it does leave a color residue, and you don't want to go over it with your top coat, because it's going to tint top coat, and you don't want that. So yeah, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to make sure that you definitely get into the pockets that you created the best that you can. Make sure you clean up your cuticles and your edges before you cure each time, because this one had a lot of the blobs and hanging over, so to say. I had to really twist my fingers around to make sure that I was getting as much off of my skin as possible before I cured. I did have some that I missed, so I ended up having to take the hand file and just scrape it off that way, or with my fingers. Excuse me. Right now I am going back in and putting some of that glow in the dark mixture that I created over this, because I really wanted to make sure that no matter how much I filed, my nails would still glow, because that was just a big thing to me. I just really wanted it to glow when I was done. They look so funny, but while I was doing this, the whole time I was like, I don't know why, but it reminded me of gummy bears. When I do my nails, when I record, I have music playing on my phone, so I'm always listening to music, or my siblings would call me on FaceTime, or other people call. Well, one of my brothers called right as soon as I did the last coat, which was another coat of the Perfect Black. Right now, I am going in with oh shoot, I forgot the name of this one. It's by Madam Glam. For some reason, I want to say Lavender Fields. I could be wrong, but it's another Madam Glam. But anyway, so yeah, I put the last coat of Perfect Black on right as soon as one of my brothers called. I don't even want to tell you what he said it looked like, but he had me rolling. It was hilarious. Thankfully, I did not go in that direction with these nails. They turned out to be a lot better. So I already cured that. They look a little dull because, just like with the electric blue, you want to wipe that one down, or this color down, with a white a lint-free alcohol swab or whatever you have, because the color can transfer if you don't do that. This is Madam Glam's yellow cap from their New York collection. I'm really happy I did that color, because it did show through in a few small spaces, but oh man, I forgot that for some reason, just like with black, yellow gel polishes, they don't cure quite as well as the others, so you cannot lay it in thick. You really have to go in with very thin coats, or it would wrinkle. It won't cure all the way through. I am now going in with the last coat of Madam Glam's Perfect Black, making sure I get in as much as I can. As you can see, they are very thick, and oh my gosh, these things are getting heavy. I could lift weights from my fingers with these. It was crazy. Oh, and I did one more coat of the glow in the dark before that. Again, about 90% of this, as you can see right now, is coming off. Also, you can see when you look at the nail bit, you can see in some areas the black, and you'll be able to see the yellow too, but you'll see how it picks up into the teeth of the bit a lot. That's because it was laid in so thick it didn't cure all the way through. So this is when I started going back and forth using or switching up the drill bits and soaking one while I was using another. But oh man, if they weren't so thick, there were so many times I wanted to just stop because I loved the patterns that was coming out. But I couldn't stop because I can't walk around with my nails this thick. This is one of the times with that green where you can see that it wasn't cured all the way through. So a lot of times when I hit a spot that wasn't cured, then I had to stop and I would just put my hand back into the UV lamp and I would just cure it some more. But yeah, it was a lot like opening a Christmas present. When I was done, because with all of those layers of paint, of polish, there is no way to tell what I was going to turn out with. When I say this was a project of love, I really mean it. You have to really love the idea in your head to stick through it because there were so many times I wanted to just give up. I was like, you know what, no, I'm interested to know what it's going to look like when it's done. I hope it turns out good. And it did. It was a trust the process moment, which, as you guys know, by looking at some of my videos, a lot of them are trust the process. So that was one of my favorite nail files, hand files that I use, and I will put the link in the description box below for that one as well. But I really love that, especially because I do other people's nails. This way I don't have to throw away so many actual hand files, even though I do have a little bag for each person, so that way I use just the same, like the cleaning brushes for the same person. You know what I'm trying to say. One cleaning brush per person, the buffers, all of that stuff. But that particular nail file I really love because it's metal, and all you have to do is throw away the emery side, the sandpaper side, and then you can sanitize the rest. I cannot wait to get over this vocal issue. So in between using the e-file, the electric file, I'm going in with the hand file and helping to shape more, also to keep my edges as crisp as I can. But using the hand file also allows me to flatten those sidewalls in a bit more. Aside from all of the dust, from the product dust that you see, all those little clumps and polish that's stuck to my fingers, that's the uncured polish that came flying off with the e-file. And you should have seen my face. One day I'm going to buy another camera, and so that way I can have two going, and I'll just record myself doing it. But oh my gosh, if you could have seen me doing these filings, I had specks of uncured polish that flew off into my face, and it was hilarious at the end. So I did some speeding up with the nails because Again, I wanted to show you the process while at the same time, I'm really not trying to make this too long. Granted, we're already at the 20-minute mark. I think there's only 10 minutes left, something like 10 minutes. But when I say I really wanted to stop in so many places because I love the pattern, I decided I have to do these again, but make the blobs a lot smaller so that way I don't have to file as much off. I did do a couple slow motion ones too, only because for me, I like ASMR stuff, or I don't know how you pronounce it, but the ASMR. And to me, it's very satisfying when I'm using the e-file, especially when I can see a lot of the product dust come flying off. So I did purposely slow motion, I think 2 areas in this video, so you can hopefully enjoy it with me. But as you can see, some of those layers of polish that I put down are coming through and creating really interesting looking designs. I was so excited when I got to this last nail. Oh, look at all that black that's coming off on the bit. I think that's another thing that I need to do. Whenever I do little projects like this, it does teach me by like learning from mistakes. I am not going to be blobbing in the darker colors as much like that because it did take so long, and it doesn't damage my bits, only because I do soak them in barbicide for a little while, and then once I do that, or after I do that, I have a little, it's not a tool, but I'll link it, I'll find it again, and I'll link it below in the description box below. I got it off Amazon, and it has 2 different sides to it. One side has very abrasive bristles, and then the other side has softer bristles. And so after I soaked my bits in barbicide, then I'll just run them very gently on the abrasive, the super abrasive bristles, and it cleans out the teeth very well, like brand new almost. So this is when I started to get really excited, once I started to see what the end result will more than likely look like. Because it was finally at the, it's not super thin, but I stopped it where it was decent enough of a thickness, because if I went too much lower, then I would have lost so much, and I wasn't about to do that. So yeah. On the thumb, there were a couple spots that I did have to add some more color to, because I accidentally filed too close to the unpolished part. I used builder gel to extend them, and you can see the builder gel. So I went in with Madam Glam's, it's a pink from the New York collection, and it's I Heart New York, but I just used that in 2 tiny spots on my thumbnail. So right now I'm doing the final shaping, and I like to look at my nails from all different angles, and I file from all different angles just to make sure that they're straight, they're even. Again, I did the middle fingernail way too short. I was so upset, but there was nothing I could do at that point other than start over again with that one. I wasn't about to do that. And so after I dusted off my nails and I used alcohol wipe to go in, I decided I needed to do something with this middle finger because I just wanted to do something anyways. I was bouncing back and forth with my siblings. I didn't know if I wanted to do some kind of striping or a blinged out nail, and finally I said I'll just do both with just the middle one since that one was cut short. So I went in with my Madam Glam rhinestone gel glue, and I think it's Madam Glam. Or was it Makartt? Yeah, Madam Glam. I love this little handheld lamp. I will link this below as well. It has a silicone head to it. And I love it because a lot of times when I do a lot of work with rhinestones or heavy gems on my nails, I always have to do it slowly when I put my hand into the UV LED lamp, because the heavier gems will slide around. With this one, I can very carefully put the silicone head right on the gem and it will hold it in place. Love it. I will link it below. One of the best things to come out of LED UV nail lamps in a long time. So I'm using Model 1's striping gel polish, and these are really great. I will put a link in the description box below. I already actually pulled up the links, but for some reason Model 1's, they don't sell the set that I got before. They have the same colors, you just have to buy them individually. They do have a 6-piece set, so that's the one I'm going to link, because all of the colors in the 6-piece set came in the 12-piece set that I got. The only difference is the one I'm linking doesn't have any of the glow-in-the-dark ones. The other colors that they did not put in there in the 6-piece set, they all glow. Excuse me. So anyways, I put the rhinestone on there and I was like, I want to do something else. So then I started doing a little French tip with the line. In my mind, I was thinking like a little water droplet. So I cured it, and I'm going to go in now with black, and I'm just going to do a couple outlines. I didn't really have a game plan when I decided to do an accent for this one. I just kept going with it. This is also Models 1 lining brush. They're really great. The opacity level, oh my gosh, like if I can get these in as just a polish, I would. Like, they're so smooth, so opaque. So yeah, I was just playing around. It kind of worked for me. I wasn't too thrilled with the lining part. Now, the bling, I really enjoyed. I really do like what I did with the nail bling. That turned out good, I think, at least. So yeah, I'm just going around there, just making sure that the lines were how I wanted them to be. So I pulled out this set, because it has a lot of different little rhinestones, and I wanted to try to find a color that matched that big teardrop the best that I could. So I went with these two that you're going to see. I'm putting the Madam Glam gel rhinestone glue on again, and I'm just playing around at this point with the rhinestones and figuring out what I want to do, and it just worked. I really do like how it turned out. Going in again with a silicone head, handheld LED lamp. And you can put this directly on there, like I said, and the glue, it won't damage the head in any way. It doesn't stick. It's amazing. I absolutely love this. Like, seriously, whoever came up with that idea, bravo. Like, they did it. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I like to, when I do my rhinestones, especially when it's a lot, I like to work in small sections, because as I said, they can move around. Once I get a part that I really love, then that's when I'll cure it. But I always start with the center. I always start in the middle stone, with the middle stone, and then I work from that. It's always important to clean up around before you do the final cure, or the cure with your stones. Is important. Move your fingers around so you can look at them from all of the different angles and make sure that it's exactly how you want it before you cure it, because once you do that, you can't change it unless you clip it all off and you start again. And I had a little bit of space left back here near the cuticles, so I was like, well, I'll just put some tiny rhinestones back there to fill it in. And it was perfect, just the right amount of space where I can fit the 3 different additional stones back there without being directly on my cuticles and not leaned up or like tilted up on another stone. So it worked out good. I like it. I like how it turned out. So going back in to cure that, and you can see from the side, I'm pressed right on it, like really pressed on there, and it does not damage it. It doesn't scratch it. The glue doesn't stick to it. It's so amazing. So now I'm going in with Poochie's Nails Super Shine No Wipe Top Gel Coat. This is my go-to, my #1 favorite glossy top coat. She makes a lot of great products. I love pretty much everything that she makes. I absolutely love. I'm going to put the link in the description box below as well. Her website is not called Poochie's Nails, but that is her brand. That's the name of everything. Her nail glue, her rhinestone nail glue, is also amazing. But I just love this because to me it's satisfying after I do all of the filing and everything is, rusty, crusty, dusty looking, and then I go in with a glossy top coat. It is just so satisfying to see the actual final look just come to life with this glossy top coat. You can't see it as well as I can because I have 5 different lights that I use. Sorry, my dog is starting to bark. Hopefully she stops soon, but yeah, you can't see it as good because I do use 5 different nail lamps, and the brightness kind of takes away from a lot. But I just really enjoy it. I love how it makes the colors pop and come through. This was like opening a Christmas present to me when I got to that very last step where I do the top coat and everything's done. It was like Christmas because I went from all of those different layers and then all of that filing, and to see what I came out with, oh my gosh, I just loved it. I say loved as if it's past tense. I still have them on. It took me a long time to do this video because, like I said, I got sick, and it took me about 2 days just to do this because I got so tired at one point that I stopped and I finished the nail set the next day, and then it took me about 2 days just to do this editing. And actually no, 3 days, I'm sorry, because I was waiting for my voice to kind of come back, and as you can see, it's still not really there. It's very raspy, and I do apologize again. Next time I think I'll just wait. If I do a voiceover, I'll just wait until my voice gets better. But normally when I do rhinestone work, I do the top coat first, but because I didn't know exactly what I was going for, I did it last. So whenever I do a top coat after I did my rhinestones, then I go in with a liner brush and I just put the little top coat on it so I can go in between each individual one. So this is the final look. I'm going to cure it now, and then they're done. And this is it. And I'm going to shut some of the lights off, or all of the lights off, so you can see them glow. I love that. It came out so much better than I expected it to. So in love with this, and like I said, these bad boys glow all night long. So anyways, that's it, guys. I really hope you liked it. Thank you for staying with me to the end, and I will see you in the next video. Love you.